Hello, Federal viewers. Welcome to this exclusive live. The much anticipated greatest rivalry in cricket, India versus Pakistan. The first half of it has just concluded. Pakistan have managed to put 241 runs on board. To discuss further and share his own expertise, with us here is Mr. Srinath, former first class cricketer representing Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and a BCCI umpire. Sir, thank you so much for joining with us. Let me first ask you, you wanted two changes in the playing level of Team India. Are you surprised, or are you surprised that India are playing unchanged?
I'm not surprised really. As I said,
Yeah,
if they decide to go with a unchanged winning combination, which they have done, in all fairness, it's a fair
right.
call.
Yeah. So some scary pictures were there for Team India because we saw how Shami started his bowling attack. Five wides were bowled, and then there was a scene where he was checking his ankle, where he was injured already. So what do you think happened? Is Shami actually fit? He didn't seem in his form today.
I think we mentioned it's mother of all battles.
Right.
So it can be jittery, it can be nerves that can catch up with anybody. So yes, Shami did. There was a false start, but
Right.
certainly yes, there was a bit of a scare when he held on to his ankle. But later
Correct.
on, he came back strongly. Though he didn't pick up any wickets in his first spell, I think he was economical at his best.
Right. And then another scary picture was that Rohit Sharma left the field. He gave gave the captaincy to Shubman Gill. He was seemingly, worried about his hamstring. How do you think going into the second innings? He's someone who likes to go big, hit big. Will there be a effect? Will this affect him anyway in the second innings?
Rohit Sharma is more of a boundary hitter. He believes in
Right.
hitting fours and sixers. So, per se, in terms of hampering his movement, should not be a big issue because he's got terrific hand-eye coordination, is a good timer of a cricket ball, and he's not somebody who believes in running those quick singles. So, it
Right.
could be, yeah, it could be a niggle. We are not too sure. There's no update per se from the Indian team management, but I don't think he should be hampering Rohit Sharma in any big way to get on to his duties as a batter.
But luckily for India, both players, both key players, we saw them back in the field and in action. So I think that's not, we hope it's not a big worry. But sir, talking about taking singles, Pakistan, Rizwan won the toss, elected to bat first, but where is the intent? In the first 20 overs, 80 dot balls were played, and at a point somewhere, the required current run rate was below 4, and at some point the number of dot balls were more than the actual score. So what is going on? Where is the intent in Pakistan? So are they aiming just for like those 240, like the total score that they aim now? They did not aim big. Is a criticism kept on them? What do you think, sir?
I think it's too early to count our chickens before the eggs are hatched because India found it tough chasing a target of 229 against Bangladesh. It all depends on how the wicket holds up in the second half of the game. Yes, I think economical bowling to start with, and the loss of Babar Azam, who was looking a bit settled,
Right.
and the run out of Imam, put Pakistan on the back foot. So losing two wickets in a span of a couple of overs obviously had to put them back on resurrecting mode. And due credit to the Indian bowlers and fielders. I think Rohit set up very good fields and the bowlers bowled to the field. It was not easy for the batters to, easily rotate, strike, or hit boundaries. So I think that's where they got stuck up front. They got, they took too long into the resurrection process, which hampered them during those first 20 overs.
Yes, and one positive that Pakistan can feel good about is Shah Shakil and his uh, like proper innings that he played. So he's like a hope for Pakistan. What do you feel about his innings?
I think once they got in, it was a partnership of 101 between Rizwan and Shout
Yeah,
Shakil.
yeah,
If you look at Rizwan's strike rate, he's got about 41 of 70 odd balls. Maybe he got bogged down. He was, trying to create that sort of opportunity, and there was a missed chance, a tough chance with Rana dropped. But he didn't capitalize on that. And the next over again, it was a wild heave, and he got out to Akshar Patel. I think they were on track. 34, 35 overs, 132 for two. they looked on track for 270, 280, which would have been a very challenging total on this wicket. But I think
Right.
losing Rizwan to a loose shot, then followed by Shout Shakil, I think they lost the trap there, and again they were left in no man's land.
Yes, sir. Earlier you mentioned about, it all comes down to how the pitch behaves in the second half. From the first innings, how do you assess the pitch? Will there be more assistance to someone like Shine Afridi in the second half? How do you assess it?
Once the ball got a little bit older, I think the middle overs became a bit tougher for the batters to score because of the slowness. The pitch got a bit slow, though there was not visibly that much of turn on offer for the spinners. But still, it got a bit slow. And of course, Pakistan lost wickets at regular intervals, which didn't help their cause at all. Yes, but the evening, coolness that might come into the air could help Shine Shah Afridi to get the ball to move. But if there's any dew around, we need to check on it. How much the dew factor might affect the bowling side. But yes, if the wicket remains to be the same, it's not going to be a cakewalk in the park. But certainly,
Okay.
yes, 240 looks a pretty good score. But certainly, it's not a huge, challenging score on this track.
Okay, so very well said. I just want to talk a little bit more about Hardik Pandya, the bowler. He did not score. He went wicketless last game. Came back, gave the crucial breakthroughs. How do you rank him? How do you rank his performance?
Hardik Pandya is a top class all rounder, and again, unfortunate in between, he missed out due to injuries. But he's a very
Yeah,
vital cog in the wheel of this Indian side. If you look at the opening spell of Rana and
Shami.
Shami, though they
Yeah,
didn't pick wickets, they were economical at the best. But Hardik Pandya was very, very clever in assessing the nature of the pitch. He
correct.
came in, bowled the right areas, took the pace of the ball. At the end of the day, look at his analysis: 8, 31, and 2, an economy of
Yes.
3.9. That shows that, he's a cricketer who's pretty smart, thinks really big, and, situation demands what he needs to do. He assesses his role pretty well, fits into that. I think his fitness is going to be a huge question mark always, but as long as he's fit, is turning out for India in white ball cricket, he's a great asset for this side.
So we have the Indian bowlers graphic today. Who do you rank the best out of this lot, sir? Six bowlers were used today. So who do you pick as the best here? I
I
know
think
it's difficult because you want
I,
the
I would
thoughts.
I would say Hardik to start with, because he applied the brakes by picking up the important wicket of Babar Azam, and
Right,
Kuldeep. He came back pretty strongly after the first 4 5 overs. He got the crucial 3 wickets. He got Salman Aga out at that point in time, which was pretty important. And I think Aksar typically, as usual, he was pretty economical. And Jadeja, normally you don't see him go for 5.5 plus in an ODI game. But
right,
yes, maybe looking at Shami, the sort of form he ran into in the game against Bangladesh, uh, people expected much better of him. But
right.
nevertheless, pretty economical, though he didn't get on the wicket column. But overall, a very clinical performance from the Indian bowlers, I would say.
Yes, sir. Beautifully said. Now going ahead, part two is due now. Indian batsmen have to come down for chase. If we have a look at the playing 11, I think it'll give us a better picture. Who do you again put your bank on? There is, if we don't know if that injury might, trouble Rohit Sharma. Shubman Gill is coming off with confidence from his first ICC Champions Trophy century. Who do you bank your money on now?
As I said in the first half, it's going to be Shubman Gill, because he's the man in form, and he's striking the ball beautifully. And I think the confidence that he's going to take in right from the ODI series against England, 100 against Bangladesh, and he's already had a hit in the middle in this same venue. And
Right,
as India has fielded 50 overs, they would have had a fair assessment of how the pitch is behaving. They would have had a
right.
chat with the bowlers also, try to find out how the pace has been. And yes, I think Shubman Gill is going to be the key in this run chase, especially in the first power play of 10 overs.
So, from Pakistan's perspective, who do you think will have to shoulder the responsibility of saving Pakistan from reaching elimination? Who do you reckon will do the job better from Pakistan's perspective?
I think with his experience and guile, it should be Shine Shah Afridi who should shoulder the burden. And of course, again, he's had success in the past against India. And of course,
Right.
Nazim Shah and Aristov are guys who can crank up real good speeds. But again, it all boils down to how they can make use of the white hard ball in the first 10 15 overs. They can make some inroads against this Indian batting side. I think that would be interesting to watch. But if they fail to do so, I think then Abrar is the guy, the right arm leg spinner. So we need to see what's on offer for him from this surface.
So you just mentioned leg spinner, and it's also a chase against India, Pakistan, ICC stage. We cannot not talk about Virat Kohli. So how do you think he would step up and give his performance? Because that's what is expected of him. Even Pakistani fans would love to see him go hit against Pakistan. So what are your expectations on Virat Kohli against Pakistan in a chase?
I'm like any other cricket fan of Virat, millions of Virat fans across the world. So, I, being a former cricketer, I can understand what sort of pressures that Virat could go through. But he's a seasoned campaigner; he's seen it all. And
Right.
as I told you, he doesn't need a bigger platform, a better invitation than an India-Pakistan game. And as you said, 241 is not a small total. Certainly, the chase
Right.
is going to be on. And
Right.
Virat has seen it all before. So for him, this is another challenge that's going to come by the way. So it all depends on what sort of platform the openers set up. Based on that, we would like to see when Virat walks in. So and he definitely would be game on for a challenge. Nothing, no bigger stage for him than an India-Pakistan game for Virat.
Right. So beautifully summed up. I think we're reaching the end of our live session here. Thank you so much for your insights and thoughts. I would love to request the viewers to stay because at the end of the second innings, we'll also have another live discussion. Now, as of now, India will need 242 runs to chase and win this contest. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.